You could see they setting up for season 2. They're like, okay, now he finally has an in with the man, whatever that man name. Bonjour? No, not Bonjour.
Yes, Bonjour.
Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Ember and this is Fluffy, and let's talk a little bit about Let's talk a little bit about part 2 of Spy Family. So, Fluffy, I guess we could kind of talk about the plot of Spy Family's part 2. If there is a separate plot, I don't know, question mark.
I guess in the second part, they're more focused on Anya getting those stars. Or what? The little star things,
Yeah, little
right?
star awards. I do remember that.
So I think they're more focused on that, but then we also kind of get to learn a bit more about Lloyd, kind of his side of things, and other characters who are introduced, who are part of the agency. You kind of get to see how, like, the family unit is becoming
This is
more...
funny. I feel like season 2 wasn't that memorable. Like, we're struggling right now to remember this.
I think it was mainly because a lot of it was filler, and I don't mean that in like a bad way. Like, I thought every episode was enjoyable. It just was not really important.
Right. That was
too.
I would say maybe the last episode had progress on the plot, because I do remember that's when he met like the dictator man, because the dictator man was coming to meet his little son, and then he like intercepted.
Yeah.
But besides that,
the
nothing.
last episode.
Yeah.
I feel like that could have been introduced a little bit earlier, but that's just nitpicking at that point. Other than that, it's mostly fluff and filler for the second part, and Bond.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe the introduction of Bond was also kind of main story-esque, but like the introduction of it all, it felt fillery too. I struggled to find like the clear line between filler and this is progressing the story.
I think every episode was very entertaining and very funny.
Like, don't get us wrong, it was entertaining and fun.
And I love that they're exploring more of like Lloyd and Yor's relationship. And
I do remember that now. There was this cute episode where it was kind of like Lloyd thought that Yor liked him, and then they was like at a bar or something, and she was like, well, I don't really care about that. I just want to make sure I have a job so people don't know I'm an assassin. And I was like, Yor, come on.
They also introduced another character who was another agent. Crap, I forgot her. Nightfall is...
Oh, yes.
They all have weird names. Like, there's Twilight.
He's Twilight, and I think she is Dawn or something, or Morning Star.
Morning... I don't know. She's something.
What?
They introduced her, which she was interesting, to say the least. She's very serious looking on the outside, but then she's like kind of like hyper manic on the inside, because she like has this huge crush on Lloyd.
I enjoyed that so much.
Really?
You know me, for like a little romance, throw it in here. I sip it up. I love like the little like duel that she was having inside her head. I mean, Yor really was not on her run, but Yor did get like jealous though. I remember in the tennis episode, like there was a little like Yor wanting to fight back, get her mansies. But like, I don't know if she really was trying to get her mansies or like not get divorced.
She really does want to get with Lloyd, and she actually felt that she was more suited for what Yor was doing, and and the reason why she wasn't in that role to begin with was because she was off on another mission when Twilight's role in this mission began. So she feels like, oh, I lost an opportunity to be with Lloyd.
Yeah.
I also like the fact that they have like these kind of secret conversations with each other.
Oh, yes.
They're like, they would be saying one thing, but their mouth is like actually moving in a different way, so they would read each other's lips.
And we were watching the sub all the way through. We had to like go find like the translations or something like that.
I thought that was interesting too, because Lloyd was basically like, what are you trying to do right now? New things get introduced, and I don't know necessarily if it's important to the plot. Maybe it is later on. Of course, Bond is very important, because Bond, the dog that they adopt, is telepathic as well, or he can also like predict the future. So I didn't know about that aspect of this show. I did, like, going into the show, I did know the whole concept of like the three of them, and then Anya is a psychic, but I did not know about Bond. So that was really interesting.
Question for you. So currently right now we are watching Buddy Daddies, and Buddy Daddies is touted or like said to have very similar themes to Spy Family. How do you feel about that? You feel like they the same, or you feel like they totally something else different?
I feel like they're definitely similar. Only thing that really connects them is that it's adults that are trying to take care of a child that is not theirs.
Yeah, and then they have like unconventional jobs.
Yes, that's really the only thing that is connecting them, but they are their own separate things.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think a lot of people see little cute child, they're like, oh, Anya's superior. But I think it's two totally different animes. Same character-esque set up, but explored in totally different ways. And they have different plots on the whole too. I actually don't know what the plot is of Baby Daddies. They literally just, we're Baby Daddies. That's the real name of the show, Baby Daddies. We'd like to see that. Please bring it, Netflix. I think whenever a show is like vastly compared to another, one or the other is gonna end up just suffering completely bad had they not like waited to just like ride out that fame.
Back to Spy Family, I think this season is very much a lot of filler, but it gives you advancement into like the relationships of each character, but not so much the advancing of the plot.
Yeah.
So the advancing of the plot happens literally in the last episode.
And you could see they setting up for season 2. They're like, okay, now he finally has an in with the man, whatever that man named. Bonjour? No, not Bonjour.
Yes, Bonjour. Big eyes guy.
Yeah. Oof. Not a looker at all. So I guess we could kind of summarize. Do you think this was enjoyable?
I do. I think it was enjoyable. It definitely didn't have much action, but I kind of predicted that from watching the first part that this show was not going to have too much action, and I'm okay with that. I do enjoy where they're going with a lot of the characters. There's not many of the characters that annoy me too much. I think yours brother is the most annoying, and
I love your brother though. Give me some of him. His weirdness. I love it. His obsession with his sister. I mean, not that, but like I like.
That's because Nikita wants her brothers to be obsessed with her.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to say. Is like even with these characters.
So who's your fave character then?
I think we did this last time. I think I said Anya.
It's still the same.
I like Anya. I mean, there's not. Yeah, I guess it's Anya.
What is the backstory that made Lloyd the person that he is right now?
I think they kind of go into that a little bit with how they say that he's from the West. I think they say he's from the West Side. Grew up in that. It seems like he lost his mom. At least that's what they were alluding to. So maybe he was recruited into the agency.
I want to know what kind of trauma he had.
Nikita wants all that juicy.
Give it to me.
Trauma,
Give
not the lovey-dovey stuff.
That gushy stuff.
But yeah, I like this season, or this part was very entertaining. It had very cute moments. I was never bored. There was one episode I felt like it didn't need to be there at all, which was that episode at school with the ugly kid and
oh my gosh, that was the quintessential essence of what a filler is.
Filler.
Like, who was he? He never came back up.
I didn't know why it was needed. It wasn't funny. Like,
yeah,
they were trying to make it funny, but it just was weird.
They could have replaced that with like a beach episode, like
yeah, we haven't gotten our beach episode yet,
or festival. So, what did you rate Spy Family Part 2?
Spy Family Part 2 was still entertaining to me, and I feel like it has a lot of potential. I wasn't upset by the lack of information that they gave because it was just so entertaining, and the characters are just lovely in general. So I give it like a 7.5. That's good.
Okay. I would say for me, I give it like around a 7. I still felt like enjoyable inside of the Discord. It was fun watching it. It did not have the same essence of what the first one had, but you could see like the presence of it there. I think it's okay, like continuation, but please don't overtake the manga. That's all I say in Spy Family. Don't do that, okay? So if you liked videos like this, you should definitely check out our best list anime that we've watched inside of the past year. Definitely click on that. See you guys. Bye.